Welcome to the Graybeard Chronicles podcast. Your hosts, Brian Halstead and Kevin Harkins, are two gray-bearded patriots who love God, their family and friends, and their country. The Graybeards are here to inspire, inform, and educate you on a myriad of topics they are passionate about. Brian and Kevin have a strong desire to share this with you to help you live your best life. Sit back and enjoy this amazing podcast as the Graybeards pass along the wisdom of the ages.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Graybeard Chronicles. I'm Brian Halstead.
And I'm Kevin Harkins.
And Kevin, we're here to pass along some wisdom of the ages. What the heck does that mean?
We're not perfect, but we do have gray beards. And that means we've got some significant life experience, some life lessons, and some perspectives that are worthy of passing along.
Well, I think that sums it up nicely. Let's get to it. Kevin, what's going on? How are you, sir?
Here we are again, Bryant.
Yes, it's like we do this once a week.
Seems like it's about that often.
Well, don't seem so damn excited about it.
I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, we do it.
No, I was just answering the question, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
Why does this thing like all up in my grill?
Because that's where you put it.
Oh, goodness.
Ain't nobody over there adjusting that thing but you.
It feels like it's all up in me.
Easy now, big fella. Whew. All right. So let's get off of that track.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know that there is a feature on your iWatch to help you locate
He's
your
up
phone?
to something here.
If you lose your phone or misplace your phone or not sure of the current location of your phone, you can actually push a button on there. It'll make your phone make noise so you can find it. Did you know that?
So here's the story, everyone. Here's the story. I'm a little bit late. It's been a hard day. Let's just leave it at that.
I was just going to ask the question. I
know. And so it ended with just the cherry on top was as I was getting ready to depart from my previous location to this location, weirdly, I could not find my phone. And I didn't fully understand the full capabilities of this amazing piece of technology on my wrist.
And we still don't.
We
just learned one new thing about it.
Right. This wristwatch probably has more technology than the rocket that landed on the moon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, probably.
So anyway, I 30 minutes later, I found my phone the phone had fallen down in between two things, and you would have never found it if you weren't looking for it. I don't know if that even makes sense.
Unless you push that button, it made it make some noise. You'd be like, oh, there it is.
And then Brian told me, they got this handy little thing. So I'm good. I'm completely good. I'm excited. I'm motivated. I'm inspired.
In your defense, it's okay that you didn't know that, because the only reason I know about it is because my youngest granddaughter likes to play with my watch, and she discovered it.
There you go. And how old is your youngest granddaughter?
Just over a year.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just over a year.
Yeah. Well,
what does that tell you?
She's like a year and a half now. But it's
Okay.
Well, she found it by accident, just pressing buttons.
It don't matter.
But it's there.
No.
But the thing about it was I was aware enough to be paying attention to what she was doing and connect the dots and realize that she was messing with my watch and making my phone make noise. And then I realized what button was being pushed, and it worked out.
Okay. Well, thank you for your guidance.
My technology services that I provided this evening.
That'll be $500.
Yeah.
Right.
That's funny. Speaking of technology, I got to share this.
Okay.
So I'm gonna call my dad out on this. My dad is a diehard anti-Apple guy. Always has been. Not really sure the total basis of that, and that's for him to disclose if he so chooses. But never ever had any interest in getting an iPhone or any of their products. And my mom wanted an iPhone in some kind of a bad way, so she could FaceTime us.
Yeah.
Well, by us, I don't mean me.
Right.
I mean the grandchildren.
Right.
And the great grandchildren.
Right.
So my dad finally broke down and agreed to allow this iPhone to reside at his house.
Okay.
And so she got one. And I think he's getting a little joy out of the fact that he no longer has to be her technology department, because he knows nothing about the iPhone and is not interested in learning anything about the iPhone. So now iPhone lessons are being redirected to me and my daughters and so on. And yeah, I texted him the other night and I said, hey, I just found this link that Apple has for new iPhone users that, you can text this number and ask questions and they'll help you out. And I put his phone number in there and I said, feel free to share it with Mom. And I don't think he thought that was funny.
Well, is Larry learning more about the iPhone? Is he enjoying it?
Larry's not learning anything about the iPhone that I'm aware of.
Okay.
If it is, it's completely accidental.
All right. Well, it's an amazing piece of technology. That's what I know. And I know even more now. So thank you.
You are certainly welcome.
Yeah.
Glad that worked out for you. I'm glad you did find the phone even without the assistance of technology.
Yeah. I did. I did it the old-fashioned way. I did an expanding square search. Yeah. It was my last known position.
Right.
Right.
A grid search.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Exactly. Well, I know you got something special for us tonight.
I do. I think this lighter has given up the ghost on me this evening. So we're just gonna put this pipe off to the side because we're not gonna be smoking that anymore.
Well, that's good because you need to focus on what we're doing.
Focus.
Focus.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
I guess I do need to focus.
That's right. Exactly.
All right. So as the folks that are watching and listening know, we kind of alternate weeks here picking topics, and it was my turn. And I'm batting around different things, and then I had this thought run across my mind about something that I had previously done in a speaking gig setting where I called this thing the luck of the draw. And I believe that, and I've often said this when I have spoken to audiences, I don't know who you are, but there's one of you, at least one of you in this audience today that needs to hear something that I have to say. It's something that is very pertinent in what's going on in your life right now. And it is going to be of tremendous value to you. And I don't know exactly during my presentation when that's going to occur, what tidbit of information it is. So you're going to need to pay attention to the whole thing. And so, and then I furthered that with this luck of the draw thing. And I would take topics and put them like little notes in a hat or in this case, a little bucket. And then I would just have folks ask members of the audience to pull out one of these pieces of paper, read the topic, and that would direct what we're going to talk about. Because I believe that, people have this vibrational thing going on in the universe, and they're on these different frequencies. And I believe that there's information out there for somebody tonight. And it could be more than one of the folks that are listening or watching this. There's something in this bucket, subject matter wise, that you need to hear something about. So we're just going to start working through this, and you'll know who you are when it crops up. You're like, oh yeah, check that out, that was for me. We won't know, but we're still going to talk about it.
Okay.
So we just go through, and there's probably 30 of them in there, but we don't know what's going to come out because it's a random thing. You can't look in the bucket. You got to hold it up so you can't see what's going on.
Can't see nothing. I'm going to pull it out, and you're going to tell me. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna?
Well, we can have a discussion about that subject until we feel like we've exhausted it.
Are you ready?
And then we'll.
I don't know. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah, man. What you got?
What on earth? Okay, 20, 40, 60.
20, 40, 60.
That means something to you.
It does, and it probably doesn't mean anything to you. But we've talked about this before. It's a rule. It's kind of a life rule, the 20, 40, 60 rule.
I never heard of this rule.
And it has to do with people's preoccupation with the concern about what other people think of them.
Okay.
Right. So when you're 20 years old, you're very, very consumed.
I concur.
By, oh my goodness, what does everybody think about me? How am I being perceived? What am I doing? How do I need to change so that people perceive me differently? So on. That's in your 20s, right?
Right.
When you get to your 40s, you start to not give a shit.
Right.
Right. And you know, that might not fully develop until you hit 50 maybe, but definitely starts in your 40s. Your give a shit meter starts going down and
I
down
agree.
and down.
Yeah.
All right. And then you hit 60. All right. Now
Okay.
I'm not quite there yet. Right.
Nor am I.
No, well, you're over it.
No.
No. Yes, you are. Right. I know this. But I'm still 3 years shy of that. So I'm approaching it, but I'm not there yet. So at 60, you realize that nobody was ever talking about you to begin with, or could really give a shit about what was going on with you.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the 20, 40, 60 rule just in a nutshell.
So the thing that I will add to that is, now that I am north of 60 by a little bit, just by a skosh. It's really true.
By skosh, you mean a year and a month?
Look.
Is that the definition of skosh? Apparently it is.
Apparently it is. Now that I'm a skosh above that, I can tell you that I really don't give a damn what anybody thinks about me. And it's a very liberating place to be in your life.
Yeah.
And if I could impart some wisdom to somebody that's 20-ish,
right.
It would be, that is so not what you need to be worrying about.
Do yourself a favor and get there early.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a great way to say it. You know, you're 20 and you are worried about what everybody cares, and you're worried about what they're going to put on social media, and you're worried about how this is going to come across. All of that is crap. And you just need to stop. Be yourself. You do you. Live your life, and don't worry about what anybody else is thinking. And you know what? Some people are going to like what you're doing, and some people aren't going to like what you're doing. And guess what? That never changes.
And don't be misled here. That's not a license to be a complete dick.
I'm not saying that at all. Right.
It's just live with some decent values and morality and so on. And don't worry so much about what other people are thinking about you and so on. Live for you and the people that you love and care about. And that's what matters.
Okay. So do I pick another one for you, or do you pick one for me? How does
do you feel
work?
like we're done?
Done with what?
With that 20, 40, 60 topic.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'll pick one. I'll pick one for you. All right. What's the magic topic going to be for Kevin? Let's see.
It's going to be a good one.
Making sure I'm just getting one here. All right. It is 100% responsibility.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. Yes, we have talked about this. It's probably been a couple years, but with respect to relationships, think about your relationship. And when I say to you, what is the percentage of responsibility that you hold? And let's talk about sort of the most intimate, your life partner, your wife, your partner, whatever. What is the percentage of responsibility that you own for the health and well-being of that relationship? And a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people would say that it's an easy answer. The easy answer is it's 50-50. I give a little, he or she gives a little, and that's the way it is. We work it out. We both got 50% of this. That is not true, by the way. That is not true, not for 1 second. So if you think it is, think again. You, my friend, are 100% responsible. 100% responsible for that relationship.
Amen.
100%. And if you approach a relationship in that way, that relationship is going to be so much healthier, because when the person on the other side sees that 100% commitment that you have, they will give it in return. And there are times where, yes, you in fact are giving 60, 70, 80, maybe even 100% because of the position, the time, and the circumstance that the other person is in.
Right.
But as time rolls on, that is going to be reciprocated, where you need the same kind of thing in the other direction. And so the way to approach this is, I am 100% responsibility. I am 100% responsible for the health and well-being of my relationships, and that's how I'm going to approach it.
Yeah, and I think that's relationships as a whole, whether it's an intimate relationship with a significant other or a work relationship. Now, if there's, somebody that's abusing that relationship and they're a constant 50% or 40%, and you're having to carry that extra load, well, then there's a different conversation that needs to be had.
Right.
When both are putting forth that 100%, or however many are involved, or putting in that 100%, yeah, there's room for picking up the slack for others when they're a little bit off.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a good one.
interesting. I actually obviously made that lighter light again and got some more fire here, but
Right.
I'm about to talk some more and I'll probably lose it. But so for me, it's interesting that you took it in that relationship direction, because what I was thinking about is taking 100% responsibility for everything that occurs in your life.
Amen.
Right. So you are the common denominator in every single success and failure that you've had in your life. And, you've just got to own it and take responsibility for it. And you start doing that. If you're not doing that right now, you start doing that tomorrow, I guarantee your life will get different.
Yeah. I like that. I'm really glad that you added that piece to it, because you're right. That's not where my mind went immediately. But I love the idea of all of us accepting 100% responsibility for ourselves, because that just completely removes the victim mentality that is so prevalent today. I am a victim. I have been harmed in some way. I have been disenfranchised. I have been purposely hurt. I have been put down. I have been whatever. No, and maybe you have in reality, but you know what? You're right. If you accept 100% responsibility for who you are and where you are and what you're doing, then your life is going to go much easier.
Yeah, you're gonna get wronged, and this might actually come out of that bucket. This E plus R equals O. Mentioned that numerous times. Absolutely phenomenal and life-changing formula that I learned from Jack Canfield. And if you're not familiar with Jack Canfield, he is author. Probably what really put him on the map is the Chicken Soup for Your Soul books. Him and Mark Victor Hansen, I think is his name.
I think that's right. Yeah.
So that's one of his things. E plus R equals O. So events are going to occur in your life. Add your response to it, right? So he takes the word and kind of does a little play on the word responsibility, right? Because you have the ability to respond, right? And so what's going to determine the outcome, is your response to the event that occurs, because many times it's going to be something that you have zero control over,
right?
As far as the event, people are going to treat you badly, whatever, you're just going to have bad luck, whatever. How you respond to it is going to determine the outcome, and you have complete control over that responsibility piece. E plus R equals O. Good stuff.
Well said. Okay, the next item up in our current events. How many more of these are we going to do?
I don't know. How many want to do?
One more for you, one more for me. Okay. You ready?
Yeah, maybe just one more. Time-wise, we're good.
One more for just one. So just one more, not
we'll
one
see.
for each.
We'll see. We might get so excited about it, we just want to keep talking.
I'm good. All right. Are you ready? Can you handle this?
I'm sure.
The latest current event.
Is it a current event, or is it? Yeah, you know what? They're all current events because they have to do with your life right now.
Yeah, that's right. How are you going to handle this?
I don't know.
Anger.
With grace.
Anger.
And all right, anger.
Anger is the word.
So here's how I feel about anger. And this is me talking present day, not me talking 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I don't do anger.
Okay.
It is counterproductive and it is caustic. And when I have a situation that might direct me in that way towards an anger response, I quickly pull the reins back on myself, and absolutely nothing can come from that. Now, are there going to be situations that something happens that you might decide to be angry about it? Yeah, I mean, that's possible. Really, me personally, I make a strong effort to avoid anger at all costs, because the only person that it really jacks up from that moment until it manages to, free itself from your body and your response to it, the only person that's jacking up is you.
That's right.
And what is it? There's a saying about the a caustic substance corrodes the vessel in which it is housed.
Okay.
Right. And anger is a caustic substance. And man, you don't need that.
Yeah.
Figure out a way to redirect that energy and choose a different response.
Right. I don't have a lot to add, but I have, I'll add a little. You're right. There's a time and a place for anger, and but that's not very much of your life. In fact, what you said, your default position, you need to train yourself to get to the point where your default position is, I'm not going to get angry about this, because most of life, the large majority of life, isn't worth getting angry about. It's just not. You're right, because that releases in your body all kinds of negative toxins and
Right.
chemicals that cause you to have physiological reaction to that anger. And it normally doesn't turn out well anyway, based on the circumstance that you're trying to navigate. And so I agree. Anger is one to just tamp down and not let out.
And it's not a perfect science, right? I
No.
mean, it's like anything else. It's a learning experience, this journey called life that we're on. And you're going to have failures, right?
Right.
So you can set out with all the intention in the world to not respond in an angry manner, or let something make you angry. Let me rephrase that, because nothing can make you angry. You choose to be angry. That's
Right.
your choice to
Yep.
respond
Yep.
that way.
That's right.
And there may be those situations where because of an ingrained value or values, that anger is just what comes out, and that's your response. So it's not a perfect science. It does happen. We are human, and we do fail at things sometimes. I can tell you though, focusing on living a life without anger is definitely a worthwhile target.
Yeah.
I like to operate under the premise of, don't disturb my calm.
Yeah, you actually, when you were talking, you reminded me of an interview which I watched within the last week, and the interview was with Mike Tyson. And so this is a way to channel anger. That's where I'm headed with this. And he didn't reveal what it was, and I'm sure that somebody knows, but not a lot of people know. Something happened to him early in his life that made him very angry. That this was the kind of thing that he was not ever going to forget. And what he said is, what I would remember what happened to me, and then I would bring that into the ring with respect to my ability to box and take on my opponent. And it gave me energy, and it gave me drive, and it gave me purpose, and it gave me, and I'm not saying that that's necessarily always the right thing to do, but he took that anger, whatever it was that happened to him, and he channeled it to become the beast that he was when he became the world champion and rose up through the ranks,
Right.
and was just destroying his opponents in the boxing ring. And that was a way that he channeled his anger. So that would be a more healthy, and he wasn't doing anything illegal. He was just using it to propel him forward in his chosen profession at the time.
Interesting though, and I absolutely believe that works. And at the same time, it's interesting to also note the other problems that he had in his personal life as a result. So I'm wondering, when you keep reliving something that was tragic in your life, even if it's in a case like that to provide you inspiration in a certain area and motivation in a certain area, are you still getting some negative byproducts as a result that are causing you to act out in inappropriate ways in other aspects of your life?
It's a very good point.
Yeah.
And so, you have to be careful about what you use it to channel you toward. Right. That's a good point. But anyway, back to the main point. The main point is, as a general sort of guiding principle, anger is not good. It's just not. It doesn't do any good in your life.
Talk it out, whatever it is. Talk it out. Have a conversation. Express that. When you say it out loud, what is potentially causing that response of anger, and share that with the person that is doing something that is causing you to have that reaction, and or kind of creating that situation for you to have that reaction. Have a conversation about it. yeah, your relationships will be better as a result.
Absolutely.
And I know that's true, not because of some theory, because
Right.
I've done it both ways.
Right.
I've not had the conversation and it's been, a hit on a relationship.
You allow
And
it to
I've
play out.
yeah. And conversely, I've had the conversations and, things got different, because a lot of times you'd be surprised how many times that people make, put you in a situation where you decide to be angry in response to something they did, that it's just an absolute misunderstanding, that person didn't intend to project something that would cause you to react that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not, true for every scenario, because some
Right.
people do that shit on purpose.
Right.
And I've done it on purpose.
Right.
I'm sure you have as well.
No, no, absolutely not.
Bullshit. I'm calling the bullshit flag on you there, buddy. Throwing the flag.
I think we're good. The reason I don't want to do anymore, because, this has been, just an incredible sort of display of wisdomosity, and I don't think we need to.
Wisdomosity. That's a word we have not used ever. Is it even a word? I mean, it
Totally-
is now.
It's totally a
because
word.
Kevin said it.
Right.
But I don't know that that's that. Well, that's pretty cool. We're going to use that.
Okay.
That's going to end up on our website.
Okay.
Wisdomosity. Wisdomosity? Is that what it is?
Wisdomosity.
Wisdomosity.
Right.
Is that the same as slinging wisdom? No, that's different.
No. That's a whole different world. No.
I haven't said that in a while.
No, you haven't.
Yeah,
You
thanks for
haven't.
teeing that up
Thank
for me.
you for that. And we haven't said it in a while. Now you've said it, and
As much as you like it, I got to remember to bring it back. Well, this was fun, and we have plenty more.
Right.
I mean, like I said, there's probably 30 topics in that little bucket there, or whatever that is. So we could certainly continue down this path for a little while. It's actually kind of a productive conversation. I like it.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what's coming out of there.
That's right.
I mean, obviously we have some clues because we know what we put in there.
I don't know.
I mean, well, I'm not going to put in there, changing a transmission or rebuilding a transmission in a Ford F-350, because I don't know shit about that. So, I mean, obviously we kind of stacked the deck by putting topics in there that we have some wisdom or knowledge of, right? Yeah. That's, I like it though. We should do more.
All right. We'll do it. We can do it next week if you want. I'm good. I'm easy.
Heard that about you. All right. I'm hitting this button over here.
Yeah, do it.
That was fun. No matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing, make sure between this podcast and the next, you take time
To enjoy the ride.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Graybeard Chronicles. Please subscribe so you'll receive notification when new episodes are available. To learn more about the Graybeards, visit their website, graybeardchronicles.com.